How's it going, everybody? This video was filmed exclusively live on odds.com. The Diehard MMA podcast can be seen. The full replay. We talk about UFC Vegas 16 from top to bottom with my special guest, Dan Levi, over on odds.com. Click the link below to check it out. Let's get right on into it. First fight of the night, a rebooked match. Luis Smolka, the last samurai, taking on Jose Alberto Quinonez. They call the man El Teco. And both these guys we broke this fight down just a couple weeks ago. Smolka had a bad weight cut. They're turning it around and letting him go at it again. I kind of have a lean to Smolka here in this spot. We've got him as a minus 139 favorite, plus 110 to come back on Teco Quinonez. Smolka's a killer be killed fighter, man, and that's something that I like to see. I like betting on people that are going to hunt for the finish, that are going to go out there and try and kill their opponents, as long as they don't have that sketchy gas tank where you can't trust them in round two. Those are the types of fighters that I actually like to bet on. Quinonez, a decision machine, and just he hasn't beaten anybody that's still with the organization. All 5 of his UFC wins are either 0-2 right now in the UFC and very likely cut, or have already been given the boot from the organization. So it's a sketchy fight to begin with. Last time they fought, I lined up on the side of Smolka, but with this quick turnaround and a second weight cut, I'm waiting until Friday to see how they look on the scales. How do you feel about this one, man?
Well, I mean, you said Smolka's killer be killed, and that's true. However, sometimes when he doesn't kill someone, he's not the best at losing. He's not the best at winning decisions either. I mean, his record when fights go to decision is 2-4. And, you know, I was on Quinonez the first time. The weight miss just kind of, you know, made me amplify my confidence in Teco. And the reason why is because, like, Smolka's a guy that used to fight at flyweight, man. So the fact that he's out here missing weight at 135, is that not a red flag and a half? And, you know, the weight wasn't the reason I picked him initially. The weight just kind of added insult to injury. But at the same time, you could sit here and you could say, well, dude, he was making flyweight when he was in his early 20s. Now he's almost a 30-year-old grown man. So it's not as easy to cut weight as it once was. But, you know, more importantly than that, I think this is a situation where Quinonez's biggest weakness is actually his chin. If you go back and you watch one of his regional fights against Davi Ramos, it was one of the most brutal knockouts I've ever seen on the regional scene. And ever since that point, his chin has never recovered. That's why you'll see even in these fights he's winning, he gets wobbled every single fight. But luckily for him, Luis Smolka is not a one-hitter quitter type guy. Yeah, I know he knocked out Ryan main event McDonald, but there's a reason he was 2 and done in the UFC. You know what I mean? So I don't expect Smolka to come out here and hit Teco with the one-hitter quitter. I think Teco is going to come out here, do the Mexican-style Dominic Cruz, get him biting on the feints. When he thinks that Teco is going to look for takedowns, that's when Teco is going to come out here, kick those legs. And when he, you know, starts getting used to the leg kicks, that's when Teco is going to level change, mix in some takedowns. I see Jose Alberto Teco Quinonez coming out here and winning a decision and cashing as an underdog.
Okay, there you go. We got an early lead here from Dan, my guest, the man from Half the Battle. Little bit of disagreement on this one, but honestly, man, I'm not overly convicted. Like I said, this is one where I could see it going either way, and I'm really waiting until Friday. I want to see what these guys look on the scale, because if Smolka already struggled with that weight cut, and that was just a couple weeks ago, they're asking him to restart the process. His body hasn't had time to, like, you know, blow back up and cut down the way that it's supposed to. If he struggles for a second time in a row, that's going to be a smash spot on Quinonez, simply because if you have 2 botched weight cuts back to back, unless he gets it done in like the first 2.5 minutes, he's not going to be any good to anybody in the second round. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I know what you mean. And look, firstly, the fans love disagreement, so there's no big deal being on the opposite side. And also, you know, when you're on the opposite side alone from everyone else, that's a good feeling for me. I don't find comfort being on the same side as everyone else. But to me, the weight cut, schmate cut, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really care how much he weighs in. He can weigh in 145, he can weigh in 134. To me, I just see a better complete mixed martial artist in Teco here. I mean, the guys that beat him, Nathaniel Wood and Sean O'Malley, these are guys that are on the cusp of being top 15 fighters. You know what those guys would do to Luis Smolka too. They'd throw him out the octagon. So to me, losing to guys like that doesn't matter. All the guys he was supposed to beat, he beat. And not only that, Clint, he actually should be the first ever tough Latino America winner when he fought Alejandro Perez. The reason he wasn't, I believe he was deducted 1 or 2 points, and that actually cost him the victory, because if you go out there, you look at those stats, you watch that fight, he clearly beat Alejandro Perez. He should be sitting up here with Yair Rodriguez as the first ever tough Latino America winner. A couple point deductions cost him that opportunity. Interestingly enough, he's fought Alejandro Perez more than once, actually beat him back in the day on the regional scene, but that's neither here nor there. I just think he's got more paths to victory in the spot, and I think that if you're a solid guy that can go out there and win decisions, you can beat Louis Smolka. The guys I'm worried about with Louis Smolka are guys that are going to go out there and engage in scramble fest, guys that will give up bad positions, and Jose is just not really that kind of guy, unless he's fighting, Nathaniel Wood, his name's the prospect for a reason. He's a top 20 guy. Smolka's nowhere near that. So I'm going Teco here.
I feel you. All right. I like it. And you hit the nail on the head, man. The fans love when we disagree. They get to see both sides of the coin. That is not a bad thing. Next fight up, we got a lightweight match.